who's on the center line?
Thank you. Like Doug said, this is literally my first time attempting comedy. If it's anything like my first time having sex, there's going to be a lot of awkward pauses and ending with an apology. Now, I'm not one to complain or anything, but the toilet paper in the men's bathroom is so cheap. I think I gave myself a prostate exam there a little bit ago. So, you may not know, but I'm actually an identical twin. So my brother's out there in the audience right now. Being a twin's actually pretty cool, but everybody always asks, hey, who's born first, or who's older? And obviously, he's actually born first. But now, I wasn't born second. He wasn't born first. I actually kicked him out. That's actually the honest truth. I kicked him out. Now, it was finally nice to stretch out in there, once he was gone. I just hope it was my own thumb I was sucking that whole time. So, now I've always been a bit of a procrastinator. I guess it can go back to before I was born, when I was like, 6 more minutes, Mom, 6 more minutes. When we were in our 20s, actually, my brother and I did live together for a while. It made sense because for the first 9 months of our lives, we were actually roommates. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Anyway, getting older sucks. I'm starting to see gray hair in a lot of places I never hoped I would, like my wife's head. About my wife, actually, we've been married 12 years now. Yeah, thank you. The 12th anniversary is traditionally silk. So I told her last week when we celebrated our 12th anniversary, hey, when you come home, I'm going to cover you in silk. And she was all ramped up, ready to go. And so I bought a bunch of that almond milk called Silk, and I just poured it all over. I wouldn't recommend that. So you do a 12-year anniversary, anybody. People still ask me, hey, you've been married 12 years. Do you still have sex as much as you used to? I'm like, absolutely. Just a lot of times it's with myself nowadays. But my wife and I, we actually have 2 beautiful kids. We actually have 3 kids, but that third one, yeesh. Actually, we only do have 2 kids, a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old. I brought my youngest, my 1-year-old, into work the other day, and a lot of the women there were like, oh my God, he's so cute, just gushing over him. Thanking me for bringing him in. I'm like, well, I can't just leave him in the car, at least not until he's 2 years old and I run out of gas.
Wow. Yeah!
My oldest son is at that age, where, I want to be honest. He asks a lot of questions, and I want to be honest with him, and so the other day, he's like, Dad, where do babies come from? And so I'm like, well, sit down, son, let's talk. And so I looked him in the eye and said, tequila. On my way here, my wife's like, hey, don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm like, well, damn it, now I can't even have sex with myself now. Come on.
Yeah.
Actually, during the day, I work at Nintendo. I'm actually a senior product tester, so I actually literally play games all day. It's someone's got to do it, I guess. Thank you. But, one of the downsides of working at Nintendo, they don't give us health care, but I did get a bunch of one-up mushrooms when I got hired, so I got that going for me. I worked 7 years in the call center, answering phone calls. People wanted to hook up their systems, wanted to subscribe to Nintendo Power, which is going out of business, or just had questions in general. One of my more memorable calls, one woman wanted to hook up her system. She was on the older side, so she couldn't quite get it. And she's like, well, I have these, color-coded holes in the front of my TV. They say A and B. I'm like, oh, great. No, those are audio-video holes. Your system came with audio-video cable, so we can go right there. So you want to take that yellow plug and stick it in the yellow hole, and then take that white plug and stick it right up your A-hole. That's all for me.
Good job, man. Such a word, everybody. The comics never all left in fucking judging you, but you fucking killed the actual audience members in the light. So there you go. That's a good job. That's much better than my first time. Much better than